things in Two Blue Vortex is getting deep. I had planned another video before this talking about why Sakura need to be back in the series, but still working out some things with the CapCut, app. So I'm gonna try it on my computer. And now we have Boruto, Two Blue Vortex, chapter 35. And everybody else online is gonna be talking about Jura and Hidari and all the somewhat, homoerotic tendencies they have in Jura's thing about love. Matter of fact, Naruto Explained just made a video about that today. But the real thing we should all be focused on is what Forever World did his video on before this chapter came out, where he was kind of asking the question of who's the next villain? Who's the next villain after we get done with the Shinju? And it's like, after Jura's defeated, he said it seemed like Two Blue Vortex was on its way about to be done. Well, I'm here to tell you today that, as Naruto has taught us, a ninja has to see through deception. And Boruto Two Blue Vortex, we just getting started. Cause a lot of y'all been complaining about Kashi and Koji from what a lot of people online said. Like, oh, Kashi and Koji, and it's a security blanket. We got all this knowledge of all the futures and blah, blah, blah. And when. It's no stakes. First and foremost, that's a misconception. And I'll explain why. Because you don't got to worry about that no more. You don't got to worry about that no more. Because the final boss is here. And the question we have to ask now is, are we in Two Blue Vortex? And it's a question I honestly have had for a while now. Are we in a Future Trunks scenario, or rather a Future Trunks, History of Trunks scenario? Because with Kashi and Koji being down now and in a model's hands, we on the path to the darkest future. And over the course of this video, which I'm going to be a little bit deep about, this one may be a little bit long, we going to talk about it. So, let's get to it. This is Your Anime Legacy with my chapter 35 of Two Blue Vortex review and discussion. And like I said in the intro, everybody's focused on Jiren and the Shinju. Well, I'm here to tell you right now, Shinju don't matter anymore. The Shinju are kind of like Naruto, I feel like, at least for me. Naruto correcting its biggest weakness. And that's it's always tried to live up to the hype. Like, one of the problems with the introduction of Kaguya is Madara. And the fact that Madara lived up to the hype, and for people who like pew pews and not actual character story, you know, Kaguya was was something that really messed people up. And Kishimoto's commitment to realism and trying to make it not look plot armory when he killed Kaguya, when he killed Madara, was something that left a bad taste in people's mouth. Even though Kaguya was kind of foreshadowed long before she showed up. You just had to pay attention, but that's another video. For the purposes of this video, it's again, everybody wants to focus on the Shinju for the, case of pew pews and power ups and blah 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 and woo woo. And that's all fine and good. The Shinju are a credible threat. But, again, after everything that happens in this chapter, the final boss for Networld and anyone who is questioning if Two Blue Vortex is over, or if it was nearing the end, like I said, we just at the beginning. Because the final boss is a model. This dude is probably, at least in my opinion, gonna change the way, at least in anime, how a lot of characters get done. Because people like Naruto explained keep telling us to watch out for Code and watch out for Code. I do think Code's gonna, be important. Because, yeah, that probably could come back to bite Boruto in the butt, but it won't be no different than a lot of the other stuff that's gonna come biting him in the butt, because Amato has Kashin Koji. Number one. I can't stress to you how bad that is. Because just look at what he's done in recent chapters with Kawaki. And for you kids out there, I'm going to give you a little PSA through Kawaki. Because, yeah, Kawaki is why you don't do drugs, kids. You don't do drugs. Because how Kawaki's going to be done right now? Yeah. That's how drug dealers do you. I give you a little bit, he give you a free hit. Like he gave, like Amato gave Kawaki his karma mark back. He lost his karma. He was feeling a little bit insecure. Boruto had that power, and he was strong with him. And he didn't feel like he could protect Naruto, and Momoshiki went out of control. Then Amato gave him that karma with his daughter's DNA. Gave him a little bit of power. Let himself get hemmed up, knowing full well he could adjust Kawaki's, stuff all the time. Knowing that he had shutdown code on Kawaki all the time. But he let this man hem him up and threaten him with his daughter's life. All for the big power play with them toes. Because now you need me to increase your power in battle and keep your power stable in battle. It's like that drug dealer. Oh, I'll give you a free hit. Yeah, guy. Give you that free hit. Yeah, you like that free hit? Well, it's going to cost you now. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going to need you to get that 5 for me. Give me 5. Oh, you like that? Oh, okay. Yeah, now the hit is 20. Oh. Now, yeah, you like that one? Now it's 50. What, you ain't got 50? Okay, well, yeah, okay, cool. Since you my boy and all, I just need you to go do this, thing for me. Like Kawaki had to go get Amato after he put in the shutdown. I mean, not Amato, excuse me. Kashi Koji after he put in the shutdown code. You know. And this is important because it may recontextualize how we get to the Boruto versus Kawaki fight. Because remember, Boruto said, I didn't think you would go this far. So, and this is going to be a running theme over this video, which is basically control. That's what the model has now. Complete and utter control over the strongest people in the series. Because as I've said before, and I'll get to her in a minute, don't think he don't got a plan for Ada. Don't think he got a plan for Damon. But right now, it's like, yeah, Amato has Kashin Koji. And just by how, like I said, how he controlled Kawaki in this chapter, if he can do this, and after what he did with Ishiki, playing the long game, playing everybody, playing how he even got his little position in Konoha, this is not a man you want to have, insight into the future. You don't want that. You don't want that. He's been controlling things from behind the scenes without knowing the future. And for all the people who sit up here and I'm gonna get into this next. For all the people who sit up here and talk about the future and Kashin Koji's future sight, let's put that into perspective right now. Okay. Kashin Koji's future sight is something we've been trying to prevent. Not something we've been trying to ensure. Boruto has been actively trying to stop Kashin Koji's future sight. Like, he protected the guy who was the emissary for the Daimyo when Kashin Koji told him not to kill him. Told him to kill him. He was angry that Yoto had to die, and more importantly, that Sarada had to get put in that situation that she got put into. Although, right now, because of everything that happens, Boruto is about to go in blind, and he got Sarada going in with him in this situation because he probably, as other people will probably point out, made his plans based on what Kashin Koji told him. But now with Kashin Koji not being there to back him up, Boruto's just gotta go with the flow and hope everything works out for Sarada. Now, I'll probably make another video at some point about Sarada and what I think about her eye. I don't really care about that. I think I'm personally in the camp that something spiritual is going to happen to give Sarada a power up. I'll explain that in another video. But for right now, Sarada, outside of Ada, really doesn't matter. So, with Kashin Koji under Amato's control, the future is not set. And this is something that I always had the question of, and you can put this in the comment section. I'm looking at it like we're on the path to the darkest future because Amato controls the future because he controls Kashin Koji. we're going to go down the future that Amato wants. The future, whatever Amato's plan, whatever his master plan is, it's more than getting his daughter, as we saw with Kawaki when Kawaki was talking to him. He said, yeah, I'll help you heal your daughter after I kill all the Shinji. He's like, yeah, we'll get to that. He said, but he wanted him to go pick up Kashin Koji after he put in the shutdown code. So now he's going to reactivate Kashin Koji, and now Amato has control of the future. Just a glimpse. Remember, Amato's been, like I said before, Amato's been controlling things from behind the scenes without future sight. Now he got future sight. You don't want that, bro. You don't want them problems. We cannot have them problems. So, most likely for people, I will say that time travel may be something that we need to fix this situation, because we're on Amato's timing, and we don't know what he's going to do, and we don't know if Boruto's going to find out that about Amato. Amato's too meticulous, and anybody who could tell Boruto that Amato is controlling things behind the scenes is compromised. Which brings us to Ada. Now, one of the reasons I make videos like this, and I don't make a lot of videos, is one, because of my life schedule. It kind of causes me to procrastinate. I don't have a set schedule at work. I work at Walmart, so, sometimes my schedule is 6 to 3, sometimes my schedule is 2 to 11, and, I'm full-time. So, a lot of things get crammed in one, and I just lose focus and procrastinate sometimes because I'm just tired after doing my job and everything. But a bigger reason is I don't have that motivation, because everything that other reviewers say is good on topic. I mean, I don't have a lot of opinions a lot of times different than other reviewers on certain topics. But one thing I will say is that Ada has become one of the most fascinating characters in all of Boruto and Naruto. Because ruining a guy's life gave her everything she wants. Omnipotence, ironically, for Ada has worked out great. She has real friendship. Sarada and Sumire actually care about her. And while everybody, and much like with this video, while everybody was focused on, the girl talk and blah, 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 and why Sarada and Sumire were immune to omnipotence, the thing that caught my eye was the statement of, I wouldn't mind it if you two killed me. Now, initially, I always thought this was a situation saying that Ada was going to go with Kawaki, and it just solidified that Ada was going to be with Kawaki, ride or die, and that was going to break this friendship up. With the events of this chapter, Ada is probably going to be the most tragic character in this series. Because even if Kamato doesn't tell Kawaki to riz her up, again, don't believe that Amato doesn't have a plan to bring Ada and Damon under his control. Because if you look at everything that's going on right now, Amato solidifying assets. And he has a shutdown. If he got a shutdown code for Kashin Koji and a shutdown code for Kawaki, what makes you think he ain't got a shutdown Ada or David or Code? Every threat outside of the Shinju in the world of Boruto right now is in the hands of Amada. Every threat. All of them. And if you don't think he won't use that power if, when it benefits him, then you clearly ain't paying no attention. Clearly ain't paying attention. This is why I thought that Boruto should go on the journey to restore the Uzumaki clan and kind of introduce the Uzumakis. And I still think they can do that because Boruto needs allies that are uncompromised. Because the truth of the matter is, everybody's compromised. Inojin is compromised because he's supposed to connect Kashi and Koji to everybody. But Kashi and Koji, again, is under Amado's control. And because Kashi and Koji is the guy with the future sight, we all depend on him to navigate and tell us what may or may happen. And give us a chance at making better battle strategies to counter the Shinju and whatever common threat that may happen in the world of Naruto. So, Sarada and Sumire may have to come together and kill Ada to save her. Because, sadly for Ada, she don't have a will of her own anymore. Once Amado sticks his claws in her. Now, I could talk about, Naruto explained it about Sumire. And yes, Amado, I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to make a play to control her too. But for right now, I'm going to say that Sumire is solid. And so we're going to leave it at that. So, what's the next thing that we're going to have to focus on? Well, the answer to that question is the timeline itself. Because again, Amado controls the timeline now. We don't know what his actual plans are. Like I said, Boruto, we have to think about a lot of statements that Boruto made. He said, I didn't think you go this far before Kawaki said the age of ninjas are over, or shinobi is over. So, we don't know what Amado's going to do. But we know that Amado now is going to probably be the catalyst for Kawaki going down the dark path. I mean, he was already on that dark path, but Amado's going to push him further down that dark path. Excuse me, fly coming in the room. Because, like I said, he's going to do whatever to ensure that his daughter gets to live. He's gonna do what he can to make his daughter be alive. And, and he's gonna create the world that he thinks is most advantageous, that means best for her to be. And we don't know what that world is. So, we just gotta wait and see. Because right now, Boruto 2 Blue Vortex has just entered Future Trunks territory. And like I said, it's going to depend on whether or not Boruto discovers Amado as the snake he is and how he's manipulating things behind the scenes to actually do stuff. This even puts in the consideration will Kawaki even be exposed? I mean, Amano could just have Kashin Koji just tell people that Naruto is still alive and that he saw a future where Naruto was unsealed. I mean, he could do that. He could just let things stay as they are. We don't know. Things don't matter. But until Amao's control over people is broken, then Boruto doesn't have stable allies. Boruto has no insight to the future. Boruto's back at a disadvantage, and like I said, at this point, time travel may be the only way to restore the timeline and everything in it. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching the video, and that's all I got for this one. And I'll catch you in the next one.